Hey everybody, David here, and this is another short and fast Fantasy Grounds tutorial where we will be looking at the Enhanced Images extension. And what the Enhanced Images extension does is where it takes your normal map that you have that has a single layer and it adds three more, it adds a total of 3 layers to that map. And what this is useful for is when you are in a combat or any other type of roleplay situation and your tokens start getting cluttered up with other objects, say like a bed or maybe a campfire, or the actual, maybe if you're on a ship, you accidentally click the ship itself and then move everything around. What this Enhanced Layers extension does is it puts all of your base stuff on the bottom layer where it won't get mixed up with the top layer, which will be all of your tokens and other players moving around for combat. So this is a extension that was made by Dr. Zeus, which is a very active person in the Fantasy Grounds community, and hats off to Dr. Zeus because it is a hell of an extension. And honestly, this should probably be something that should be implemented in Fantasy Grounds itself and not be an extension. So great job, Dr. Zeus. It's a wonderful extension. It makes a DM's life much easier. Okay, so you're going to want to find this extension on the forums, folks, and you're going to want to scroll down to the Core RPG forum. You'll click on that, and then it's the second post down, usually in the top 3, and it's in the Core RPG extension forum. When you click on that, it has, it's the very top one, it's the Enhanced Images, 3 layers. Just click on that, download it, and now I'll show you how to put it into your Fantasy Grounds software. So the first thing you're going to want to do, once you have it downloaded in your download folder on your desktop, click on the App Data folder, and when you click on the folder, you're going to want to look for the Extensions folder. And when you look for the Extensions folder and you find it, you just open it up, and then you just drop it right in here, and you can see that I've already done that Enhanced Images extension, and it has to be a .ext file. So once you've got that all done, you're going to want to load that into your game. So Dungeon Masters out there, just hit the Load Campaign button, and whatever campaign you want to load it for, just find the Enhanced Images, which is right here. You can see that I already have it activated. Now, when you do this, make sure you restart Fantasy Grounds first, and then once you restart Fantasy Grounds, then you can go ahead and activate the Enhanced Images extension, and then you just start your game. So when you're in the game and you have a map up, for example here, I have just a plain woods map with a little alcove here. And what I want to do is I want to make this basically a campsite. And all I'm going to want to do is just pretty much enlarge the area where I want to work on. And I want to put a tent, maybe a campfire, and maybe a little small patch of mushrooms to kind of sprucing up the area, because my players are going to be having an encounter on this map. So whenever you're going to put the tokens down on your map, at the very top there is the toolbar basically for the map, and you'll see that there is pretty much an icon with 3 layers. You're going to want to click on that layer, and when you do, you'll see that there's the bottom, middle, and top layer. I'm going to use just the bottom and the top layer, but you can put things on the middle layer and the top layer and the bottom. It really doesn't matter. So what I want to do is I want to put down a tent, and I also want to put down some mushrooms and a campfire. So I'm going to put down my campfire first, and you're going to see that the campfire is super huge. So I don't have a grid on this, so it's not going to scale correctly. So seeing that I don't have a grid on here, if you have a grid, the token will scale appropriately. So I just want to shrink this fire down a little bit, this little brazier that I have, this little pit, and once I scale it down, I'm going to right click it, and you'll note, just check it to see if it says lock token scale or release token scale. Sometimes it'll say, release token scale. Don't do that, because if you do that, it'll revert back to its old size. So sometimes it'll do that, sometimes it doesn't. So that's when you don't have a grid. Now, also I want to put down a tent. So here's my tent. My tent's huge, as you can see. So all I'm going to do is hold down Control and just use my mouse wheel to shrink it down. It's easy as that, guys, gals. I mean, it's as simple as that. And if you want to rotate any of the images around, all you do is you just hover over the image and just use your scroll wheel, no control. Now, if you want to size it, remember, hold down Control and just scale it up and down to the size that you want it. Now, I'll check this one. It's already locked. So as you can see, when I scroll in and out, the tokens pretty much conform to the map. Now, if they weren't locked, then the tokens would go up and down, up and down. So that's why I pretty much make sure that they're always locked, and I won't have that problem. All right, so I'm going to throw down just a small little patch of mushrooms here, and I'm going to scale this down. I'm going to move them right here, and then I'm going to put one nice green, aqua greenish mushroom in the middle, and I'm going to make sure they're locked, which they are. All right. And that's it. I'm done. This is pretty much how I want the map to look for my players. All right, so now I don't want the tokens to get all jumbled up, and if I go to click on one token here and I'll click on the mushrooms, I don't want that to happen. So go to the top layer at the very top here, click on the top layer. And when you click on the top layer, now you'll see that when you go back to here, you just kind of get rid of this, get rid of that. There you go. Go to the top layer now, and you'll see that when you click on the map, you're not grabbing the tent, you're not grabbing the fire, you're not grabbing the mushrooms. That's beautiful, because normally it would be a mess, and you'd be grabbing tokens and all that other stuff. So let's go ahead and put down a couple party members here. Well, first off, we're going to need to put a grid down. So all you want to do is just right-click, hit Layers, go to Set Grid. And seeing that I want this thing to be about 5, we'll say that the campfire is about 5. So we'll go ahead and do that. That is the layer that has the grid. Now you'll also notice that the grid will follow lighter. So you can still, if you're going to the other layer, you can still see that, hey, I can match this up to the top grid. So now that we have our grid down in place, I'm going to throw down my players on with their tokens, and it is as simple as that, folks. That's it. And now you can move these tokens around. These are some big mushrooms. The party is going to love picking these mushrooms, using their alchemy kits to making healing potions or poisons. And if you come over here to the other side of the map, the players can explore around and not have to worry about clicking on the tent or the actual fire. So there you go, everybody. I hope that helped you out. It's a beautiful extension that I found about 2 months back, and I'm so glad that Dr. Zeus made this. So props to him again. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please feel free to leave a comment down below. Also, like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. And until next time, I'm David, and happy gaming.